What's up, guys, and welcome to That's Entertainment. Marvel Studios is hosting their panel tonight at 8:30. It is currently an hour and a half before their start time, and I'm here going to be putting on a tier list, the potential reveals and appearances that might happen at the panel tonight at Comic-Con. The tiers that we have set up here are the lock tier, which is something that's probably almost guaranteed to happen, if it doesn't, I'd be shocked. Very likely is something that has a strong chance. Marvel's been teasing it. It's kind of been floating around rumors-wise. I'd be also very surprised if it doesn't happen, but there's definitely a chance that it doesn't. The 50-50 tier can go either way, something that I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed or not. Next up, I have the I doubt it tier, something that's possible to be revealed, but something I just don't see happening. Next is the long shot, something that's possible, but almost certainly not happening this year. And finally, the I'd lose my mind tier, something that's just like pure dream reveal, but it's probably extremely unlikely. There's obviously a short selection down here, because obviously the panel obviously won't reveal everything. If it reveals a slate of future movies, it could definitely reveal a lot, but this is what we're going to start off with, at least for tonight's panel. To start off, we have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Now, I'd throw him in the locked tier, but if they're going to reveal any new cast for Doomsday that wasn't revealed in the chair announcement, I do think that Hugh Jackman is at the top of the list. There's no way we bring back the X-Men without bringing back Hugh Jackman. So with that being said, I would throw him in the locked tier, but again, if they don't reveal any new cast for Doomsday, it's obviously not going to happen. So I would throw him in very likely, but if there was an announcement saying that there is cast going to be revealed for, like, extra cast for Doomsday, I would throw him in the locked tier. Next up, we have Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool. Personally, again, I think it's very likely if they do end up revealing more cast for Doomsday. Having Hugh Jackman brought back after Deadpool and Wolverine without bringing Deadpool back, them as a package deal just wouldn't make any sense. Again, I could see them splitting up in the movie, Deadpool leaning more towards a multiversal team assembly with Loki and the TVA, and having Hugh Jackman stay with the X-Men is something that could definitely happen. I would say he's less likely than Hugh Jackman, but again, if they're revealing more cast, I think you can't reveal Hugh Jackman without revealing Ryan Reynolds. Next up is Storm. Now, she had that interview with Jimmy Fallon where she teased that obviously Storm wasn't going to be in the movie, and that he should ask Chris Hemsworth why Storm isn't in the movie. Firstly, I think, why would you bring that up if you aren't in the movie? Why bring more attention to it? Maybe to obviously promote the movie, but again, if you're not in the movie, why promote it? She's definitely a very likely candidate for someone to be brought back, especially if they do another announcement for extra cast. The argument for her being in the movie is also very, very strong. Next up is the return of Jean Grey. Again, I think if they're bringing back more X-Men characters, I think it is very likely. I'd say for her, maybe it's a 50-50, because again, I don't know how you bring back Jean Grey without her being too overpowered and can easily take down Doom. There is a chance that both Storm and Jean Grey are like the Latvian witches that have been kind of going around, the costume reveals that have been kind of going around the floor outside of San Diego Comic-Con. I just think if there are X-Men returning in this movie, I think she is a very likely candidate to return. Next up is Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. Now, with the concept art and with the whole idea of Doctor Strange teaming up with Doctor Doom, especially within the comics that they are adapting, I think he is very likely, even if they only do like a slight character announcement or cast extension, if they don't do any X-Men, I think he is a lock in terms of characters outside the X-Men. He definitely has involvement. I don't see a way that there is no involvement for Doctor Strange within this film. Next up is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now, personally, it's a 50-50 for me. He has the movie coming out, and I just don't know if they're going to push him as having a big role in Doomsday while also his movie releasing soon. I think they don't touch him and his movie until after its release, there's definitely a chance that he is in the movie. And I'd put him at very likely to appear in the movie, but to be announced tonight, I just don't know if they focus on him in Doomsday rather than him in his own film. So honestly, I'd put him in a 50-50 tier. We'd obviously have to see what happens in Brand New Day to determine if he's going to be in the movie or not, but in terms of reveals for tonight, I just don't know for sure. Now, moving away from cast reveal for Doomsday, I want to move into guaranteed or like confirmed shows that are happening within the coming years, the two being Vision Quest and Wonder Man Season 2. Now, personally, I think if they were to reveal anything out of the two, it would be stuff for Vision Quest. I don't know if they do bring out James Spader as Ultron and Paul Bettany as Vision, but I do think that we will get some sort of trailer or more looks at that show specifically. So I would say it's very likely to see something from that end, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just wanted to focus on the movies. Again, the same thing is to be said with Wonder Man. I think if they want to focus on the movies, we won't see anything about that, but I do think that there'll be some sort of minor announcement, something just about the general story, maybe some new characters joining the cast, but I don't think it'll be anything too exciting or too revealing. I think it's brought up, but I don't know how much it's going to be brought up, if that makes sense. Next up is the reveal for the young X-Men or new X-Men cast post Secret Wars. Now, honestly, personally, I think this is very likely. I would put it in lock, but again, I just don't know for sure if that's something they would but reveal. I think maybe a title, maybe like a general date or year for sure is something that they could definitely announce. Maybe a couple of cast reveals, but I think it is very likely we will hear something, maybe even including Jean Grey, Sadie Sink. Next up is Ryan Gosling as potentially the new Ghost Rider. Now, I don't know if this is alongside a Ghost Rider movie or alongside a Midnight Suns reveal, or if it's just, hey, we have Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider, you will see him sometime in the future. That could definitely happen. I think it's definitely a 50-50 type deal. I would even maybe put it in I doubt it, just because I don't know for sure if that's something they would do, kind of crowding or possibly overshadowing what they're bringing with X-Men and Doomsday. It's honestly a tie between 50-50 and I doubt it. I'll throw it in 50-50 only because I think it's more likely to happen than not, but there are definitely heavy arguments for it not happening. Next up is Denzel Washington's involvement in Black Panther 3. I don't know what that would even look like, but apparently he is at Comic-Con. According to Eric Voss at New Rockstars, apparently Denzel Washington is at Comic-Con, or he is there at least. He saw him coming out of a car, going into a car. So I think it's definitely very likely something happens. I'm still going to put it in 50-50 because obviously we don't know for sure. It is pretty likely, but again, it's kind of like the Ryan Gosling thing. It kind of teeters on not happening and happening at the same time. Next up is Blade. Now, Kevin Feige did recently talk about not being able to get Blade off the ground.
How much time in therapy have you spent talking about Blade? This poor project. We just need to get this done, Kevin. How are you doing?
Therapy. Should we get into a therapy session?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we all want it. Mahershala wants it. How are you feeling at this moment?
I'm feeling very excited that we got Wesley back for a time in Deadpool and Wolverine, and like a gigantic loser and failure that we didn't get off the ground with Mahershala.
Now, is this something that they revisit, maybe showing some concept art and some general production moving forward with the behind the scenes of the film? I just don't know if it's something that they bring up. I just don't know if that's something they decide to go in depth on. It's possible we see it on like a giant slate reveal for like the next phase, but again, it's something that they put in the slate reveal of last, I don't know if it was last slate reveal or slate reveal prior, but it was in a slate reveal, and it was like the only project on the slate that didn't come to fruition, so I don't know if they want to do that again, but it's something I kind of doubt happens, but again, it is possible. In terms for unreleased movies, nothing that's been confirmed or even put out there, unlike Blade, we have Doctor Strange 3. Now, it's something I definitely see teetering on the line of 50-50, something that can definitely happen. I don't think it'll be revealed solely as its own segment where like the actors walk out on stage, but I think it's something that could definitely be shown in a slate included for the next phase with like some X-Men movies and some shows, etc. Grouped with that, I think Thor 5 and Shang-Chi 2 are both kind of grouped into that. Might not have a segment category, but will be shown on the screen during the slate reveal. So I do think they have a very decent chance of at least being seen logo-wise or just up on the future slate board. Next up is Spider-Man 5. I know Brand New Day hasn't even been released yet, but I think another Spider-Man movie is definitely happening. Do they reveal it? I don't know. I doubt they even put it on the slate, but it's definitely possible. I wouldn't lean more on 50-50. I think Blade definitely has a better chance at being on the slate, but Spider-Man 5 definitely, if they don't end up doing the whole phase, Spider-Man 5 definitely, it would be on the slate. I just don't know if they would throw it in if they do bits and pieces of the full next phase slate. Next up is Fantastic Four 2. I kind of have it in the same spot as Spider-Man, even though I think it's more on the side of the Thor 5s, Shang-Chi 2s, where the movie just, the last movie just came out recently, and revealing another one isn't unlikely, but the focus is more on their current story within Doomsday and like Spider-Man Brand New Day. They currently have their own stories, and I don't know if we're announcing another film might disrupt that. So I think I'm going to put it in I doubt it, but it's definitely possible that it's revealed at some point. Next up is a potential Nova show. I think something along the lines of It's Been Greenlit is out there, but I don't know if they reveal it solely. Maybe they have an actor reveal, or a semi-cast reveal, story reveal, but if not, I think it is within the potential of being on the slate. It's one of the projects where it doesn't interfere with the story of Doomsday, and it wouldn't kind of hint at what happens in that film, as like if you were to reveal that there is a Fantastic Four 2, which kind of signifies that the Fantastic Four survived Doomsday and Secret Wars. I think having that up for interpretation by not revealing Fantastic Four 2 makes it more likely that these solo projects will be put on the slate rather than projects that kind of have weight within what happens in Doomsday and Secret Wars. On a similar note, we have like a Star-Lord series. I think, personally, I think how I would do it was I would kind of write Star-Lord into the Nova show as kind of like a mentor-esque figure to Nova. Now, I don't know how people might take that. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I think having Star-Lord as like a Nova mentor figure would probably work in a TV show rather than Star-Lord having his own adventure series. So honestly, I don't know if we'll see a Star-Lord project even on the slate or be revealed. But it's definitely possible, but I think it is a long shot. Next up is a Midnight Suns movie or show. I don't know if it happens. It's definitely possible with a Ryan Gosling reveal, but again, I think it is a long shot. I think it might happen on the slate, maybe near the end of like a phase slate, but again, I don't know how much setup this movie has. I think a Blade movie would need to happen first, maybe another season of Moon Knight. That can be iffy. Obviously, a Doctor Strange 3 would need to happen prior to that as well. So it's definitely something that I think would be on a back end of a slate. Definitely could show up, but I don't know for sure. So I'm going to throw it in the long shot just because it's something that needs to wait for other projects to happen before it happens. Next up, we have the Young Avengers movie or show. I think it would be a movie. I think it's definitely possible it's on a slate. I doubt it's revealed, but it's definitely something that could be a movie that's maybe slots in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. I know it's a tight slot. I don't know many movies that they could probably slot in between. But if the Doomsday plot doesn't really revolve around Doom taking the kids of the superheroes, I think it's definitely possible that there is some sort of Young Avengers movie that could slot in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, kind of like a Captain Marvel or Ant-Man and the Wasp type movie that's slotted in between Infinity War and Endgame. That obviously has more weight towards Secret Wars than Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel had on Endgame. But again, I don't know if that is something that they would reveal. I think if anything, it would be on a slate revealing the next phase. Last but not least, we have the Scarlet Witch, either movie, her involvement in Doomsday, some sort of Scarlet Witch announcement or project. And I just don't know how I feel about this potentially happening. I don't even know if she would get her own movie. And I don't even know if she gets revealed cast-wise for a Doomsday or a Secret Wars. She might just be like a cameo within the movie, maybe as a variant or something along those lines. So I don't know if she's revealed. I think it is a long shot we get anything on the Scarlet Witch, just because I also think it would overshadow parts of the Vision Quest and potentially Doomsday. So I just think it is a long shot, but it's definitely possible. But again, I just don't know. And with that, that is the end of the tier list going into Marvel's Hall H panel tonight at Comic-Con. There's definitely things that I might have missed here reveal-wise, stuff that I might not even been thinking about. Some things on the list I might change potentially is like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds being locks for Doomsday cast reveal if that does end up happening. I just don't know who else they would reveal. I think obviously Captain Marvel, Hulk, Hawkeye, characters like that. Again, I don't know why they wouldn't be announced if they do an extra Doomsday reveal. I think Captain Marvel is the most likely out of those. But with Hulk's involvement in Brand New Day and just the whole controversy around Jeremy Renner and him playing Hawkeye, I just don't know if they're, one, revealed at a Comic-Con, and two, if they're even in the movie to begin with. Overall, I think this is pretty decent on what could possibly be revealed or what we could possibly see for tonight's panel. There's definitely things I'm missing, but just for the overarching, what we've kind of heard online, I think these are things that are pretty safe to say could definitely happen. All of these I think could definitely happen, but again, we can only wait and see. If there's something I would be the most hyped about, I think would be Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. I think that would be absolutely insane. A Midnight Suns project would also be kind of insane. And of course, Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds being in Doomsday, also insane. But overall, I think it's pretty safe to say that tonight's panel will be insane. I think we're going to hear a lot. We're going to be very hyped, and I don't think that we're going to be disappointed whatsoever. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to drop a like and comment your thoughts on what you think is going to happen. I don't know when this video will get out. The reveals might have already happened, so we'll see how well this prediction holds up. But other than that, I appreciate your time. This is That's Entertainment, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.